Hi, this is your instructor, Sherry Dinkins. Here's how to format your story in Google Docs and Microsoft Word. If I'm in my ICC email, I'm just going to go over to my little menu and pull down on Docs. I'm going to go to my far right-hand corner and create a new document. I always title my documents because sometimes I have a lot of stuff up there. I don't know, and sometimes after you keep looking at things, each different thing moves to the top. I just want to make sure I don't get confused later on. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to ignore all these little prompts up here. I'm going to put a little placeholder for first and last name. Just put in your first and last name. Put in Professor Dinkins. That's how a Modern Language Association prefers it. We're going to use the title of the class as it appears in the catalog. We're going to put the date in this. It's kind of an international format. This is actually what's appropriate for this document, with the day in front, then the month spelled out, and then the year. Don't need a comma. Then I'm going to actually just go ahead and I'm going to get one return, and then I'm going to tab over and say start writing here to remind myself where to start writing my story. This is a little bit different than an MLA formatted document with a title because we don't need a title. I'm going to go ahead and grab everything on my screen and change my font to be 12 points, Times New Roman, either is fine. That satisfies MLA and the American with Disabilities Act. Now I'm going to go over and figure out how to do my up and down spacing, line and paragraph spacing. I'm going to go to double. Perfect. So everything's ready. The only thing I need to do now is actually put in my page numbering format. So I'm going to go up here. Go to Insert. I want to skip headers. Headers and footers repeat on each page. We don't need that. We're going to go to page numbers. I'm going to click on the simple upper right-hand format. Notice that my cursor is behind the number. I'm going to put my cursor in front of that, put in my last name. Now before I click off of this area, I'm going to grab both my last name and the number. I'm going to change that to Times New Roman, change it to 12 points so it matches. Now I'm ready to start my document. So this is how to format in Google Docs. If you're in Microsoft Word, it's a little bit different. I'm going to create a new document. Your screen may look different if you're using Microsoft Word Online as opposed to Microsoft Word that is just like a standalone application. Our tutors are really good at doing this, so if you kind of look at this and you still don't know what you're doing, that's okay. Our tutors can help. I'm going to do the same process. First name, last name, Professor Dinkins, ICC 110. I'm going to put the date in this sort of international format. I'm going to give myself one space. I hit tab to move over. If you don't want to hit tab, you can hit 5 space bars, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to remind myself to start writing here. So this is exactly like MLA that would be used for any other essay. We only have this one writing assignment that needs to be formatted. Everything else is just typed into a box somewhere. So I'm going to go ahead and grab all of this information on this top page. I'm going to change it to Times New Roman. It's already at 12, which is great. That appeals to the American with Disabilities Act. I'm going to go up here and make sure I'm at 2.0, but I'm also going to recheck. Sometimes when I do that, there's a little extra formatting that I don't want. So I'm actually going to pull down to line spacing options. So again, instead of just clicking on 2.0, I'm going to go to line spacing options and make sure there's no extra spaces that come after or before each line of type. As I get that, it looks like it's 0 and 0, but sometimes this will be 8, and I would need to change that to 0. So I've probably been formatting before earlier today. Let's go ahead and click on double, hit OK. Now I'm ready. The only thing I need to do now is page numbering. So I'm going to go up here to Insert, Page Number. Yours may look a little bit different than mine. That's okay. I'm going to do top of page, alignment right, show number on first page. I'm going to hit OK. Just like in Google Docs, the number appears, but it isn't immediately clear how I'm going to put my name up there. So I double click into that area. You're probably worried, oh no, Ms. D, that's way over to the left. You need it way over to the right. I can change that. What I'm going to do is go up here to the home page, and I'm going to say, I don't want this over here. I actually want it way over to the right. So I'm going to click this button to make it right justified, to move that last name over. I'm also noticing it's still a little bit far away from the number, but I'm in control of that. By moving this margin tab, I can get a little bit closer. That looks pretty good. I'm going to grab both the number and my last name. I'm going to change it to Times or Times New Roman. It's already in 12 points. I'm going to double click and make sure I got the number. Yeah, that number jumped off with me. So I'm going to make sure that's also in Times New Roman, 12 points. Once I click off and I go right down here to start writing my one student story, that page numbering feature is going to repeat on each page. It'll say my last name and number 2, my last name and number 3, so I don't have to hand type it in. So that is how to format, whether you're in your Microsoft Word or you're in Google Docs. I am going to show you when I save my document for Microsoft Word. I'm going to actually, I'll just call it story for now. I want to save it in a docx or a PDF format so I can attach it in Canvas. I'm going to save that one. I can save it as PDF. If I'm in Google Docs, what I want to do, instead of trying to attach a link to my document, and I always forget to share it, I'm going to actually go to File, Download. Instead of downloading it as Microsoft Word, sometimes that goofs up the formatting a little bit. I'm going to go to PDF. Portable display format means it's more like a picture, a multiple page picture, which won't mess up your formatting. I'm going to click on that option. It will load up here, and then I can drag it to my desktop, and I'll be ready to attach that onto my Canvas site. Thanks for watching this video.